Why, hello everyone, and welcome to the stream. This is Otaku Shobo. Today is Thursday, May the 4th, 2023. I am, of course, joined by Dolly. She's with me again today. Up on the back of the chair. She's so comfy. Up on the back of this chair. As much as I want to replace this chair at some point, I can't because, well, let's just say the selection of chairs that would be adequate replacements that fit a cat on the back are slim, to say the least, and expensive. Very, 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 very expensive. This chair I'm sitting in right now, very old, made for big and tall. So it's actually, because I've lost a significant amount of weight since we had originally gotten this chair. Yeah, it's a bit wide for me now. It's a bit wide, but more importantly, the thingy, whatever the heck it's called, the piston pin thing underneath has been shall we say, permanently compressed. I have no vertical height control anymore on this chair. It no longer truly functions. I get like a little bit. I get about this much extra height, and it's like pointless. It's like pointless. There's like no height control anymore on this chair. It's a little bit annoying, but at least the chair isn't straight up broken. Anyway, at least it still functions as a chair. And it's got a nice thick back. Yes, nice thick back for the kitties. Yeah, nice thick back for the kitty. Oh, what got your attention? Something get your attention? Is Ollie coming? Did he get your attention? Anyway, hello, welcome. I spent the vast majority of my time since our last stream playing more Honkai Star Rail. It's just a good game. It's just good. Yeah. I in particular have been playing in the simulated universe aspect of the game. I'm almost through the rest of the story stuff. Say when I get a new chair, keep this one for the cat. They do like this chair, but they're going to want to be behind my head. That's more important to them than the chair itself. That she'll want to. They'll try to go up there no matter what to be behind me. Behind my head, they want to be with me. So no matter what chair I have, it sort of needs to be able to have a cat on the back comfortably, because they're going to want to be up there. And God forbid I get something that's like false leather or anything like that, because it's going to just end up with a whole bunch of holes in it from the cat claws. Anyway, so I've been going through playing Honkai Impact, playing Simulated Universe. I am currently, my characters are level 50, world level 2, world level, equilibrium level 2. I'm not supposed to be going much further beyond, like, world 4 of 6. I beat world 5, and I am working through world 6 on my first attempt of world 6. I'm like 9 of 13 chambers. It's basically, well, this is Honkai Star Rail that I'm talking about, not necessarily Honkai Impact. Simulated Universe is apparently something from Honkai Impact. So it's sort of new to me since I wasn't really into Honkai Impact. I'm really into Honkai Star Rail though, which is fantastic. Oh, I said Impact? Well, oh well. It's Star Rail that I've been playing, not Impact. Ah. Anyway, words. I hate why they. I hate them naming these things. Why did you have to name the same thing for two different games like that on me? I'm just gonna get confused. And that because there's Honkai Impact, there's Genshin Impact, and now there's Honkai Star Rail. Good luck keeping the names straight. I play Genshin Impact and I play Honkai Star Rail. So, Simulated Universe in Beat World 5 this morning. It takes a while. It takes a good while, over half an hour to an hour, to get through because I am weaker than expected for these game modes, for this game mode. The way it works, you go in, and basically after every combat encounter, you get to choose from a random set of blessings. And each one it goes to a certain, it's like based off of a certain category. Each category has a certain like theming to its buffs that you can get. But basically, you get these buffs, you stack these buffs, and you get stronger the further you go into it based off of the buffs that you're taking. And there's a whole bunch of other mechanics associated with it, and then you go through several rooms until you eventually reach a boss and beat the boss, and you win. And you can spend some of your stamina along the way to get relics, equipment for your characters. So this game mode, the World 5 intends that you have like level 55 characters. Mine are 50, which if you are level 55, that means you're at like Trailblaze level 40. Your account level is 40 or higher with a world level or equilibrium level of 3. I'm not there yet, and people are at this point beating worlds 5 and 6, even with like level 40 characters because of the blessings. Because there's one category of blessings in particular that focuses on healing and buffing healing and actually giving your characters attack power based off of health and healing. So it's a little powerful. And then there's another category that also gives your characters shields and makes your shields really strong. So you're either going to not take damage or you're going to be able to quickly heal the damage that you take. It's a little broken in its current state. I don't think that it's intended to be this strong. So I'm going to make the most use of it as I possibly can to try to get through World 6 completely. As many times as I want, really. If you can do it once, you can do it infinite number of times. Basically as a way to spend your stamina at that point, since the relics that you get for Worlds 5 and 6, even at the current level, my current Trailblaze level, gives you yellow, gold artifacts, top tier artifacts of a certain type. And even if you don't need them being yellow gives you a whole bunch of relic experience, so you can level up your other relics with them. And it's a lot more than otherwise when trying to farm relics, which is great, which is a great way to do things. I like that idea, that concept, so I will be continuing that. However, for right now, even though I am like, I had to pause it in the middle because we have our stream today. We have game. We have game. We also should have webcam utility. Hello. There it is. There's that camera in case Ollie ever shows up. So Factorio is a thing. I have had the game running, and I have done a few things in Factorio, not just play Star Rail. the entire time. So, few things to note here. I've done a few aspects of bottleneck bashing again, but we'll start off, of course, by saying, what did we do last time? What did we do last time? I set up a whole bunch of stuff, and smart farming. Smart farming of MOVA was like the goal last time, so I got MOVA. I got a bunch of MOVA. We also processed the MOVA last time. We did MOVA processing all the way to this peptidase assay, this MOVA peptidase assay item. And in the process, I placed down a bunch of individual buildings to make a ton of things, not all of which are currently moving, but a few of them are. And I can see that this is moving. Hello. We've got superconducting servo mechanisms going at this point. Thank you so much. This means I have made some NEMs, which means that I have apparently gotten some Xeno eggs, I believe. So we also set up Xeno eggs, and yeah, they are. I had to make a little bit of an edit, just a little bit of an edit, but it's going now. It is moving at this point, and I do have excess eggs of Xeno eggs. They're being made. It's glorious. What did I do between streams after having done all this stuff during the stream last time? I scaled rubber with the rubber belt. I scaled this. This is like at least 75 per second of the rubber, with a lot of that going into making belt. So I have enough belt now. This process eats DMS, as well as styrene, as well as polybutadiene. The polybutadiene I'm making over here out of the aromatics and titanium. The styrene is benzene plus ethylene with steam in here, and some iron oxide. The ethylene is iron oxide plus methane and pressured air. And then we've seen DMS multiple times at this point. You also need carbon black for this. That's the other thing. Carbon black and latex. Latex is being imported. Carbon black I've put down all the way over here out of anthracene oil. Just brought in anthracene oil for that. Now, this required an increase in my production of cadaveric aurum. So I had to add about 40 more buildings of aurum. Yet another set of these, eating up coal gas and such. But it's working. It's full. I have all of the rubber I could ever desire. I've also scaled nanocrystalline cellulose over here. I noticed that had become a little bit of a bottleneck on Nenbit matrix in the mall here, so I took care of that, stomped that into oblivion as best I could. And then over here, you may have seen I am now importing chromium. I'm now importing chromium. Why it's pulled asymmetrically from here, I don't know, but anyway. Importing chromium. I've got stuff coming in on its way of chromium ore. Why are those active? I could have sworn I completely reset. I could have sworn that I completely reset that chromium ore to only bring in ore from the new. I did. I set it to only bring it from new, so why is it trying to bring in from old? That is a bug. Or it's just not clearing a previous thing. That might just be it. It's just not cleared it because those haven't been requested anywhere else, nor will they ever be requested anywhere else. So, bacon processing for gold. The whole point of bringing that in was gold. This is the gold chain. I know it's new. I had gold from soot sorting already, all the way over at the tar quenching, which is somewhere around here. So at tar quenching, we've got this process producing soot, and then the soot is being sorted into gold. And it is producing a trickle of gold, and that trickle actually lasted all the way until now. It lasted me until now. Even with module production, it lasted a really long time, having a really big buffer of gold. But it died, so that became a big bottleneck, and now I've taken care of it. This is producing at least 15 gold per second through this processing chain. Now, most of the chromium is what we've seen before. You crush it, you screen it, you crush it again, you powder it, and you can throw it into a hydrocyclone into grade 4. Everything through grade 4 we've done previously. From here, it then goes into agitators to become a pulp 1. From there, it is put into a flotation cell that takes in Aerofloat 15. I had to import Aerofloat 15 for this. And that is producing, with pressured air, chromite solution, as well as a solid that we're not going to do anything with. This solid chromite can be further processed, and it can also produce additional chromite solution, but it is more expensive to do it that way. At least seemingly according to Helmod, it is more expensive to do that. It does not allow you to do that in Helmod, so I sort of took the hint, spent more ore, and had to strengthen up the back end with more speed to get this to output more of the solution, all of the solution that I need for this process. The solution is what goes into the gold chain here. You mix it with hydrogen peroxide to make a mix. That gets put into a scrubber with gravel to make another fluid. Then that fluid gets sulfuric acid to make another fluid. And then you throw in chlorine on another fluid. And then you centrifuge that fluid, and you end up with a little bit of chromium that you have to rid yourself of, as well as another fluid that processes into a gold precipitate with water and another centrifuge. Then this gets processed into a concentrate with cyanic acid being added. And then that gets processed with more sulfuric acid and a sodium bisulfate, which I had to make here out of additional sulfuric acid and salt. Then that gets processed into a gold-like, quote, molten thingy with ammonia. And from there, it electrolyzes with iron oxide, graphite, and nichrome into another intermediate of gold on this chain. And then that gets cast into plates. At the end, in a basic oxygen furnace, I threw in rocket fuel as its fuel. It needs hot air. and it needs oxygen, a bunch of oxygen, in this oxygen furnace. And it makes gold. It makes enough gold in this whole process. That is that. The other thing to discuss is I have added a mod. I have added the OSHA robot recaller. The OSHA robot recaller. Ah, this mod gives you a recaller chest, and you set the request on it to the robot, and it pulls out 1 robot per second from your network that is that robot. I have used this mod to pull out every single Mark 1 bot from the entire base. So all of the Mark 1 Pinobots are gone of the logistics and the construction bots. I've also taken out all of the Mark 2 construction bots and replaced them all with a few of the Mark 3 construction bots. I am no longer producing any of the construction bots. I've actually stopped production of Mark 2 and Mark 3 construction bots to focus on the logistic bots. And the logistic bots, well, I've got 830 of the Mark 3s and a few of the Mark 2s. My bottleneck bashing has quite successfully increased the rate at which I actually produce Mark II bots. The only thing is we still need to address the stainless steel issue, I believe. Also, a few more tidal plants have been made, and I placed them down. So our tidal is now almost half of the cell on tidal power plants. Most of these are Mark IIs. I would have preferred them as Mark IIIs. Whatever. I don't really care. I'll just keep going into another square and put down all of the everything that I have at some point. Because this tidal power is 100% uptime consistent no matter what happens with the rest of my power in the base. Even if my other sources of power die, I will always have the tidal power, so something should always move. Maybe. There's like a certain percentage threshold where it just stops things, but as long as I'm above that specific threshold, we should be fine. So, all that being said, what are we doing today? I don't know. I have a general idea of what I want to do. I've said in the title that we are going to be doing Simik boiler stuff today. I do want to do Simik boiler stuff, but beyond that, I have no clue. Because I still need to chew through all of these techs, plus the nanotech tech, in order to make the intelligent units. In order to make intel units. And, yeah, I have not gotten particularly many technologies in between time. I think like only 1 or 2 actually finished. I have not made supercapacitors, so I could make supercapacitors, work on making supercapacitors. That's one thing. That's literally just place 3 buildings. That is literally place 3 buildings. Why is science slow? I am working on attempting to address that. That's sort of the goal, is to work on addressing that, because we are not working at the full rate. It is special small parts, because everything is special small parts limited. I'm glad that it is not this right now, the nanostructured material. I'm very happy that it's not that. I did have to beacon that the stuff in here somewhere, wherever it ended up going. The carbon fiber, that stuff. I had to work on getting that scaled up, because as it turns out, when they did that transition to the evaporator here, this evaporator is really slow. The evaporator are extremely slow. So yeah, this carbon fiber limited by dry fiber, but whatever. This is limited by like aerogel apparently. Now, it was limited by Nenbit. It had been limited by super steel and by glass fibers, but I took care of that. So now it's aerogel. Ay, 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 ay. Aerogel. Where did I put that? It's here. Aerogel. What's your problem? Just the speed of this machine. Or should I say this set of machines? Wait a minute. So I have 4 of these. And yet I'm not outputting it from any of these 3. Huh. Yeah, that was such a wonderful, wonderful idea, wasn't it? Yeah, let's clean that up a little bit. This doesn't go up. Okay. I'm happy. Yeah, let's do this instead. That will make you go at 3.82. This is definitely fast enough. Definitely fast enough now. Now this is going at full. This should go at almost full. This could go here and here. And now we've got a few additional units of production of things. Just a little bit more aerogel. Probably don't have the acetone properly for it, but whatever. 305 is that? Yeah, it's like around 14, 15. It was like 1, so it's a little bit more. Now that should no longer be an issue with the small parts. It's just I need infinite small parts. That's the other thing. Even if I had this building operating at 100% uptime, I would still need more. In fact, I have unlocked a very specific tech. That tech is I've got Mark III access of most things now, especially including the automated factory, which means this can now become 40% more productive. That, I think, is an extremely important building to replace. This is probably one of the most important buildings to replace with the Mark III variant, because, well, having 40% more productivity means that, we spend less than half of the stuff for our output, or aka we get more stuff than for our inputs. We're getting more for what we put in. All for free. So there we go. Extra productivity. Now, unfortunately, I don't have the I don't have access to high pressure furnaces at Mark III yet. I don't have access to chemical plants at Mark III yet. And I have not set the extreme vast majority of the buildings to actually build the Mark III infrastructure yet, because, well, that's going to be even more pressure for making small parts, the special small parts, as well as all of the other things in making purple science. So, you know, if I try to get Mark III infrastructure, it's going to make my science slower. Because a lot of this stuff is purple science stuff. These guys, in particular, nanostructured material. Oh, look, and more of a stainless steel demand. And more of a special small part demand. And all of the recipes look like this. And they all look like this. They all need nanostructured and special small parts. They all need it. So I was like, huh, well, F me, I guess. Just screw me. And I'm already, like, doing a recipe that's like it with the, with these guys, title Mark IIIs. It's like I already have a recipe like this, eating special small parts and nanostructured material. In fact, a lot of them. Each one of these is 200 special small parts. Maybe I just give up on this concept. Maybe I just give up on this concept of the Mark IIIs for now, until I truly get a lot more special small part production. Because I think I may need all this stuff for other things now. I think I've gotten to that point where I may just rely on getting these. But we're about to rely on something else. We're about to actually rely on something else entirely. This is an important one. I'm going to set this to go. Limit it a bit, but yeah, I need mixers. Mixers are another building type where many of the recipes are productive. So buildings with productivity recipes, with an abundance of productivity recipes, are the buildings that I will focus on getting built first. Even like this guy, wood processing units, fiber, very important. It's a relatively slow recipe that uses many buildings that is productive. So this is also a pretty important building to have the Mark III variant of. Also, the nanomaterial factory at Mark III is important, and I've already set that one up. There are some electrolyzer recipes that are productive. I'm not going to do that one yet, though. Ah, good. The Simik boilers are continuing to move. Yeah, this guy, hi, you are important. In fact, you're so important, I'm actually going to use you immediately on that. Probably not the YAG, because I'm not using that yet. I need it on productive recipes. So in here, there's stuff involved with circuit production that uses this building. I need to get the GPUs as well at some point at Mark III. Let me see. I am blind. I am blind. What uses this building? Hello? You do. That one's fine, I guess. That was a speed module. Oops. It's nice seeing a whole bunch of Mark II bots all over the place and not a single Mark 1. Oh, I feel an ollie. I feel an ollie. He's off my legs. Ah, hello. I'm so tempted to just that to you. I know it's like not the best value right now, but I don't care. That one's just out of spite. Really, are there no other... I think I just saw that there were at least 3. Yes, there are 3. Somewhere along this top line. There's one. So you're getting upgraded. You're making silica shells now, more productively. Where else? Where else? I are blind. Oh, we've got Cat. Hi. Hi, Ollie. Hey, big boy. Hey, you. Dabba. Yeah, he wants pets. He wants his pets. He wants his pets. Yeah, she wants attention. I'm looking for a... Ollie, get off of my keyboard. I need my hand. Get your wet nose off of my hand. Ba 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 ba. Get back, I say. Back. Back. You're heavy. Ba ba. I are blind. Not here. Not here. So there is another thingy in here. Where? Where are you? What? In here? You? Ah, I see. Fine. Alright, well, that'll be that. That will be that for this moment. Mr. Cat, you got your paw here. You got your paw here. Is that comfy to be like that, mister? Anyway, so... As I've mentioned before, Simiks are extremely strong with the boilers. I want to start with the hot air replacement. And this will be a replacement to hot air, not... I don't want to do the other methods for hot air anymore. That is a waste of resources, basically. Yeah, that will actually free up some bacon, I think. Maybe? Maybe? No. No full-sized bacon will be saved. Unfortunately. Highly unfortunately. But I'll be able to replace the doohickeys, at least, with faster versions. So over here, this is based off of outlet gas 4. And essentially, when I do this replacement, these numbers on this plan, Baba, Mr. Cat, these numbers on this plan are for per 1,000. I plan on doing multiple. Would you not? Unhook thyself. I'm going to build this to 1,000 and scale it from there. Oh boy. Yeah. So this will change. All of this can die and go away. Ah, you're slowing me down. My frames. My frame rate. I really need to do some downscaling. A lot of this is the robots. Unfortunately, robots use a lot of processing power. Hi, big boy. Yes, that's a cute Ollie. That's the cutie. And I've got the dolly behind me too. Yeah, baby. Okay. Baba. Next, we are replacing this with requests. Oh, I didn't bring Python bays, did I? Dang. I brought the boilers. I forgot completely about the Python bays. Oh well. No and no, Ocula would not help in this situation because it is literally faster for me to go back and pick up the Python bays than it is to wait for an Ocula to get here. Yeah, you hear something? You flicked that head pretty fast. So I plan on having at least, let's say 5,000 per second, 5 of these here. And then I have a couple of other locations, 2 other hot air locations that need to be deleted that are actually making hot air out of coal gas cycling using not the hot stone bricks, but using like warmer stone bricks processing. And yeah, they can go away now. The other thing that I am questioning is whether or not I would like to do power here and import again, cough cough, the molten salt. But I think that this is just going to be the hot air and I'll do the power stuff separately. Simik's making hot air makes complete sense with these boilers. Even if the power gets changed, I really think that this should be staying the same. Okay, so this is going to be beaconed. Just straight up, this will be beaconed to be good, to be fantastic. Now, it says that 18 of these would be required. Yep, 18. So, what is 320 times 18? Ay, ay, ay. Because that's going to be a lot of percentage. Probably don't even have enough speed modules, really. Are you doing enough? Oh. Ah. I was just hoping that this would be a number that was like around 500-ish, not 376. It is technically still an entity reduction, and an overall module savings. It's just that I've put down 5 beacons to turn one building essentially into 8.5, or 9.5, I should say. Because this building had a 320% crafting speed bonus plus 320, and 2720 divided by 320 is 8.5. So that was the base of the building, plus that 8.5, so 9.5 for this particular building. But I need 18 of the 320, so I have 1 regular beacon. I have 1 of them left. So while I could, it does not help me when trying to make 5,000 hot air. I would want at least 5 of these beacons. So the thought was, hey, well then I'd need another line. They'd be at 4, 5, 4, 4, 4, 3, 4, 2, and 4, 1. This should get it over 500, and in fact, I should remove until 5. I think that's about as close as I can get, and then it's 2 of this for this many. So we have 7, 8, 9 times 2. We have 9 times 2. We have 18 total modules. That saves half the modules and uses a ton of power. A quick and simple explanation of what I'm doing right now for someone who doesn't know Pyanodons. I need to make a fluid called hot air. Hot air has a lot of use in making metals. This ingredient, its primary expense is improving casting of metals. So all of the like iron plate, copper plate, and all the other plates While there are options to not use hot air, you want to use hot air to improve the output considerably. It improves output. Hot air itself is also used as an ingredient in a lot of other recipes besides just that. And overall, the base needs several thousand units per second of hot air. This process is a late game advanced process that is using a building, the Simik boiler, with a creature as a fuel, the Simik, to heat up air, pressurized air, into hot air. Now, this fuel produces, this creature fuel, once it is used up, produces a tired creature as a spent fuel result. It produces this tired creature. This tired creature can be refreshed into a normal creature in a building called the Typhoon Bay. In a building called the Typhoon Bay. And it will need bedding and the creature's food to refresh the tired creature into the standard creature again. And you can reuse this fuel, essentially. So what's happening here is that the Simics will cycle. The Simics will cycle without having to spend any Simic. What you are spending is the stuff to recover them. Yes, you give them a resort to lay down in. It is exactly that. And what you are spending in this case to make the hot air is a little bit of bedding and food with my current modules. I'm using Bob's modules, level 8 modules at this phase of the game. This process is much simpler and much better than the alternative method that I was using, which involved a lot of different types of stone bricks across multiple stages. It's taking a very, very advanced, complicated process and make it much simpler. What you caught me in the middle of doing was, rather than having 18 boilers on the line, I wanted to try to reduce this as much as possible through using the beacons that I currently have access to. These beacons are a unique Pi mechanic that's new to the game fairly recently, within the past few weeks. They were added, these little diet beacons, as a basic form of beacon, smaller than the adult full-sized beacon late game access that you get to this, which I'm not quite there yet. These have an AM and FM frequency. A beacon can only have one unique combination of AM and FM per entity. So each entity can only be affected by one combination of AM and FM of each type of beacon. So you can have a 5.5 diet beacon and a 5.5 standard beacon affecting the same entity building. But you cannot have more than one of each of those. So I have here AM5, which reduces the range, but expands the distribution efficiency. So you see that this 5.5 diet beacon, being AM5 and FM5, the distribution efficiency on it is 2.5. On the full-size beacon, at 5.5, it is the same range, but its distribution efficiency is 12.5. It also uses 625 megawatts of power versus 313 or 312.5. But 12.5 is a much bigger number than 2.5. In fact, it is a 5 times difference. But I can't make those yet. I have one just because I had made several of them before it was implemented. Before this new mechanic was implemented, I had made some from earlier Bob's modules access. Yeah, I'm not really quote unquote supposed to have them yet. It's just a timing thing. So I have all these. It saves half the speed modules by doing this and uses, a considerable amount of power. Not like I really care. I also need pressure pumps for the 1,000 pressurized air that I will need. This guy, if also sped up, probably isn't gonna... Oh, it is. Hi. Well, that's enough. Right. That's the problem. I need this here. This needs to go somewhere else, unfortunately. That needs to come in, get tucked in. This... If it's here... Not quite enough. Dang. Well, if it's there, then they're each going to have enough. All right. Okay, that does it. That does it. Yes, I'm pretty certain. So from here, you just get the pipes connected, get this guy over, get all the pipes to the train, and then put in some Simik to get it moving. This... I need to be careful. I must be careful. The reason I must be careful is that I need to pay attention. I can't use loaders. I must not use loaders because the loaders that I have do not take things out of the spent field result inventory, which sucks. That regular loader mechanics do not take it out of that inventory, but whatever, we'll manage. Request bedding at hot air. Request Simik food at hot air. Now, I'll note Simik food and the bedding, those are a lot more complicated to make, but they're being made separately. They're things that I roughly have. Cough, hack, wheeze. They're things that I have. Of course. Of course, they're things that I need more of. Ah, great. Great. Fan-freaking-tastic. Good thing I'm not doing the thingy yet. The power. So, if you thought this was strong, if you thought that this was strong, I present to you this, which is the exact same thing, except that it is producing power to the tune of 100 gigawatts in this plan. Now, the point of this one, of course, is that it makes power, so I'm not going to use beacons on this, but it will involve a lot of modules, a lot more than I'm currently holding of the speed modules to get that much power. So initially, I'm probably not going to do the full 100 gigawatts. In fact, I would want to scale this down into units that deal with like 1200 per second of the pressured steam. So that's more like 10 or 100 megawatts. No, more than that. 1,000? 500 actually. 5,000 actually. Little under 5,000. It's a little below 5,000. Huh. Do I care? Will it matter? Can it do that? Nah, because it's gonna be off on the wells. That's close enough. 4,000 is probably more like the 1,000 range. Yeah, that I guess is okay. It's just gonna be a little difficult getting that to scale properly. Anyway, I will want 5 of this here, but I need to pick up my Pyphoon bays, and I need to pick up a bunch of stuff. I need to like scale the bedding. I guess that's what we're doing next. We will scale bedding as our very next thing. You need to just keep moving hot air rather than sitting here as mostly full. Good, I have free Logibots. So bedding. The bedding type that I will be doing is the formic acid variant. That's a big base, yes it is. There's a reason why my UPS why my frame rate is at half speed. There's pretty good reason why that's that low. Does the other recipe take productivity? In the wood processing unit? No. Alright, at least they're consistent. Ugh. Anyway, a lot of this stuff is productive, so when doing that, did I set the wood processing units to Mark 3s? I don't remember. I don't remember if I decided to make those. The leaves, yeah, those are also productive. And is the raw fiber from Kickalk. So all this done productively. God, that's a bit of formic. That's a bit of formic. How much am I making out of formamide? Would I rather do this local? Oh, well, that would answer the question if only I was actually making formic acid. Abiotically? Right. So every time I need this specific fluid uh, in the base, I'm not actually using this stuff that's on the train network outside of my mall. Ah, great. So yeah, what's happened is where I primarily consume this fluid at latex production, I am making the formic acid abiotically at latex new. Yeah, yeah, I thought so. So I'm making this formic acid out of formamide made local when producing latex. So latex needs latex slabs, it needs sodium alginate out of sodium, out of creamy latex, out of limestone, and out of formic acid, which in this case formamide, from spending CO2, ammonia, and cycling methanol. It doesn't actually need any input methanol in this system. In fact, too much, and it could die. But yeah, the base is it's a base. It's a base. Primary power is here in this cell. This is not all of the power. I have more power, old power up here, and I have more power in here. It's a bit. So I should have been brought my Pyphoon bays at this point. Excellent. Have I made these Mark III wood processing units? Did I set that up? Because I need them now. I do have 4 of them. Okay. Off he goes. Off goes the Ollie. He hath left. Ollie, are you okay? Sitting here. What did I do? I took away a power pole. Oops. How many of these have been made? 2! 2 more! Isn't that just lovely production rates? Those production rates are crazy. They're super fast. Alright, well. A lot of the performance is bots. Need to get those Mark IIIs all online. Where was I? Where was I with that hot air? Oops. I've already gotten lost. There you are, you little booger. Alright, the food is in. That's good. I will want a chest for Simik. And these will last a while because I have efficiency on them. That's the main benefit of these buildings, is that I can efficiency them, and you are quote-unquote burning the fuel, so the rate of burn is really low. And it makes complete sense. This is an improved way of getting at hot air, and if it wasn't an improvement, then I wouldn't be doing it. And therefore, it probably shouldn't exist. that's always been a point of disagreement between me and Pyanodon, really. Pyanodon designed and added a bunch of processes into the Pi suite that are just not good, that are just bad. And the justification was that it's something that you have to figure out. And that there may be things that are options in certain scenarios. Well, what ends up happening is that no one uses those recipes, and they really should not exist in the first place and be like consuming resources existing. Um, you know? And then he wonders why people don't use smart farms. And why people don't like use a number of features that get added. Like why people don't use Tholins anymore after he changed Tholins. It's like, well, maybe it has something to do with the fact that you nerf them to hell to make them not worth using. To make them bad. It's like, okay, well, now they're required for science. It's like, all right, well, then I'm only going to use them for science. Because they're still bad. And I will not use them for any other purpose outside of absolutely fundamentally required purposes. All right, Simiks, there you go. And that is that. That is the Simiks. That is hot air getting made. That won't last forever. It'll last as long as I've got space in the belt down here, I guess. Maybe put a chest here too. So now it'll be for as long as it takes to go through all of the Simic I just put in, the like 500 or so that I just put in on here. It'll make the 1059.2 hot air off of these two buildings. Now, I said that I wanted 5 of this, but that's pointless until I scale up the Formic, until I scale up the bedding. When I've scaled up the bedding and have enough, and I can guarantee that I have enough of the bedding, then, and only then, will things be awesome. Also, there is a cyclical dependency here, isn't there? With dried grod. Yeah. So there's a cyclical dependency here. I need to make sure that I address this by setting that to priority 1 for bedding in, and I have to set hot air at bedding to priority 1 so that hot air will always go to bedding and bedding will always go to hot air above all else so that they are always supplying each other and can keep moving infinitely. Alright, let's head down here. It looks like I am already making the formic acid locally down here. So this is mostly a productivity upgrade. And a building mark level upgrade. Yeah, this is pretty much just a productivity gain here. And it will double the output as long as I have all the inputs for it. Why are you not moving? What is wrong with this? Oh, there's not enough sulfuric acid. It's coming, but the train is slow. Okay, I need to I need to fix that, too. So this is only bringing in when there's like 1,000, right? Or there's 4K. Yeah, I think 8,000. Double it. Double it! And it should be bringing more than one train. I guess I don't have more than one train available. Doesn't help that it has to go all the way across the base. Yeah, they're all active. Are we filling? We're not filling completely between trains, so I actually need more sulfuric acid than what I'm making, which sucks because I'm making 2 grand. I'm making 2,000 per second on the sulfuric acid, and yet I need more. Oh god, I need the stupid wire. Wire! There. Okay, now I just hope that I'm carrying around enough of these buildings to do all of these upgrades. Okay, I am. And then I hope that the inserter's throughput is fast enough. And then down here, this is unfortunately a manual process. Alright, you know what? Give me upgrade planner. Upgrade planner. Yes, you. Do the thing. Make robots do the thing. I have Mark II bots on me right now, so they should be able to do it pretty quickly. And then I'll upgrade what I can to Mark III, wherever it makes sense. I'll need Mark III destructive distillation columns as well. That will help a lot. And Mark III FBs. I don't remember if I'm making... I do have Mark IIIs of those. I should have them on me. I do have them on me. Oh, well, this will be a very useful upgrade. Because apparently I only need 4 of these buildings now. Alright. Those can go off. Now, I have 10 of this. 10 of this makes 203. That is enough. That is enough. I don't need to scale this. So that is fantastic. Now that is some wonderful format. I'll need to note that no, the methanol is not impacted by the productivity ticks. It is not in these recipes impacted by the productivity ticks. That has been coded properly. So they do give extra formic or formamide. This line, though, only really needs 9. And when I eventually make the Mark IIIs of this, it'll need even less. This guy I want to upgrade. And that provides enough. Throughput, though, does need to change. So this needs to upgrade. so does the everything else, I think. Yeah, I just put the third module into the FP reactors. I did that. That's done. Alright, that split is fine. This split. At what point do you hit 30? 8. Let's do a couple more for good measure. Okay. And then down here. And I also have to think, what would I prefer? I need to upgrade my outserters. My output inserters. There we go, that's better. So would I rather spend less Kikalk or less Yotoi Aloe? I think I'd rather spend less Yotoi Aloe, and I believe I have 3 more of these buildings in total. Yeah. God, I like that blue so much. This looks so much better in blue than red. Or yellow. This looks so much better in blue. Yes, this looks so much better in blue. I like this blue. Okay, that covers it. At least that should cover it. I'm gonna add a bit of redundancy. So then I have to figure out what the issue is here. Oh, I know. I need to... Buh. I see the problem. I need to upgrade both of these lines on both sides to better than reds. That should provide enough stuff. Yes, bulk rail loaders does work with the new, with the Pi short wagons. That's been compatible for quite some time. Even before I started this playthrough. There was a patch that fixed it, that made it so that it will load into 2 wagons at a time. Okay, let's see. Are we fully compressed? No. We should be. So at this point, I need to change the blues. Because the blues aren't fast enough to input the ingredients. Clearly, they're not fast enough. Nor are the reds, actually. So everything gets upgraded. Hey, this is a great job for an upgrade planner. Yo, upgrade planner. Hey, I need you. I need to add you to you. Do the thing. This is the ultra fast inserters mod. Adding a bunch of wonderful stuff. Okay. Still a gap? Still. Give it a sec. It should recover. Unless I need more dried. Where's the the dried. I see. I have not enhanced my dried yet, so that should do it. That should bring it to 7.5 greater than. Yes, there you go. That should now be the fully compressed belt. That doubles my output of the bedding. Doubles bedding. And it's delivering to hot air until it's full. Not like the hot air uses much. It uses very little. But we do need more. We need more. M-O-A-R, more. In fact, I want that. I want that. I want 4 more. For 5. I want 5,000 hot air per second here. 3, 4, and 5. I also need to upgrade these locomotives. So you, manual. I want them to be high-tech locomotives, and I'll probably want to actually extend this a few more and add a couple more trains on the line while I'm at it. So this hot air through Simik boiling, as I noted, it's like 0.02 per second per line, so we'll be using like 0.1. Actually, let's get a more accurate representation. We'll be using 0.06 because rounding exists. That's not right. Gosh, the day that I discovered that the manifests were saved when you attached a new locomotive to wagons was a day of celebration indeed. When I first was learning trains, I did not know that you could remove the locomotive to replace the locomotive with a better one, and it kept the station stuff here, the schedule. I did not know that it kept the schedule. even if you completely remove the locomotive, as long as you are still attaching to the wagons, it will save it. I was like, huh, that's really nice. That's really nice. Because before, what I was doing is I was attaching that locomotive, or I was attaching the a different copy of the old to the end, and then putting new in the place of the old, because I thought it was tied to the locomotive and not capable of being tied to the wagons. So it's I would place that down attached, take this one out, then put the new wagon in, or the new locomotive in here, and then get rid of this one. Convoluted, but hey, it worked at the time. I was like, oh, well, this is fine, right? I see that we are halfway through today's stream at this point. Let me get some Simik. How many Simik do I want to throw in here is a great question. Probably just the 5. I will be taking my break when this is set up. I do not have enough modules. That's the only major issue here. Yeah, that's a pretty major issue. I don't really want the ones that don't have all their modules yet to be online, so I won't bring them online. I won't give them modules to turn them on. I'll turn this one on. I will provide all of the Pyphoon bays. Provide all those resort hotels with their things. I see no reason not to. So we're at 2,000. This will be 3,000. And then 4 and 5, I will need additional speed modules to turn them all on. But we have 3,000 per second of production now of hot air, which is fantastic. It's not quite enough, I think, to replace everything that I need it to replace. I do want to get those other modules in before I go about fully replacing things. And it's not really enough yet, even at 3,000, to fully justify Wait, what? Wait, what? Oh boy. I put him too close. Oh boy. So I don't need those. And I don't need those. Now I need to actually put those in there. Alright. Great. That actually saves me a little bit on the things. Oh, right. So now these aren't going to be fast enough. You know what? I'm taking my break. I'll be back in a few minutes and I'll fix this. Uh, and I have returned. Welcome back. I have Kitty, Ollie. Hello, hello, big boy. You're back. You have returned, and you want nuzzles. You want nuzzles on my hand. Yes, I know, but I need my hand. I need that specific hand. I need that hand specifically. Eta ba, ba 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 ba. Ba ba. Ah, da 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 da. Okay. I will need to return all. Could you not? I do need this hand. I do need my left hand. I need it. I need it. But no, he wants his pets. He wants the pets. He wants his attention. Yes, he wants attention. Yes, he wants his face rubs. He wants the rubs. Yes, yes, yes. Oh, don't you go pushing buttons. Don't go pushing buttons, Mr. Cat. No more, no pushing the buttons. So the issue we had was that I built these a bit too close for the AM4 range. And that meant that the AM4 beacons that were here were affecting these buildings. So what that means is that I now need to check if they're still within range if I set this to AM4 FM5. And they are. So that means I can set this building to 5.5. What? Weirdness? Oh, because that. Right. This will need to be special. Special. So are these able to produce enough? No, not quite. Hi. So the issue now is even if I had this with its modules, right, at 5.5, which should get me enough speed. Hold up. Let's go back down here and poach modules from these. So put that in there, right? Put that in there. We've got... These are now actually fast enough, even without that extra 4. Even without that 4-4, it's actually fast enough. So... my thinking is that I replace this 5-1 ultimately with this here. I make this 5-1 a 5-4, and I make this a 4-4. That way, now, those go fast enough, and these go fast enough. So that's the new arrangement, and in all actuality, that is more efficient. That is more efficient to do this way. I still don't have enough modules, but I've actually reduced my beacon on each line by 1. I was able to cut out an entire beacon. I cut out that 5-1 beacon. So now we're back to 3,000 per second. We're actually at 3,000 per second. At least we should be. Yes, we're at 3,000 now on these. And it appears as if, at least at the moment, the trains are... there's enough trains here to pull the full throughput of these. So for now, I am finished with that, and I'm actually out of modules, so there's not much I can really do until I make more pure speed modules. So I don't think I will do the power on this today. This was our sneak peek towards the power. It will be done in a similar way, just without the beacons. It still needs the Typhoon Bays. It still needs it'll need 10 boilers. It'll also need a lot of speed modules. It will need a lot of speed modules. I think it would be better if it was just 1-to-1 here on the pressure pumps, and I don't use the modules for that. So we'll have 10 pressure pumps to 10 Simik boilers per 4 gigawatt setup. And actually, this does not use any molten salt at all. Huh. This just makes power. Just the way it is. I could so do this right here. But the thing is to get like 1,000, or to get to 100 gigawatts, because this is just 4 gigawatts. I would need 25 of this, and no, I don't think I want to try to put 25 of them here, or maybe down here. I need room for more hot air. Like, duh, I need more hot air eventually. So maybe this space could actually fit it. Then I don't have to add any more, like, requester stuff. Yeah, that would just work. That would work. But as I said, it's a bunch of modules. I need 20 speed modules per times 25. And, 4 gigawatts is pointless to offset now. I would want the full 100. And then I would be at 140s range tidal. I'd be in the 140s range with tidal, so it's not enough to completely replace everything. It would definitely be enough to replace all these Mark II and Mark I steam turbines. And that would free up a bunch of stuffs. But anyway, let's make modules. I have 8 now. I have 8. And if I go back, wherever I was, here, 8 is not even enough. Oh, right. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. I need 20 just to finish off these two to cap off my hot air. And oh boy, wouldn't you know it, I've got enough hot air now. So let's go force more speed, pure speed, to happen. The thing about the modules is that they are limited by circuit 3s, and only circuit 3s as far as I am aware. They are in fact limited by these efficiency processor boards. And yeah, the reason why they're limited by efficiency processor boards is that the level 8 pure speed, the level 8 pure productivity, and the level 8 efficiency module all need them, as do the level 7s and the level 6s for each of those. So there's a massive demand for all of them, always, at all times. So in these situations, I just steal from the level 8 and just throw it in to there. And I could even steal from the level 7 and throw it into there, because I have plenty of the level 7 modules, actually. I have like full-ish sets of level 7s. It's mostly an issue for making the level 8s, because it really adds up. It adds up a lot. So at 20, I have enough for the current stuff, and then it's 25 beyond that, just to do one set of the Simik power. And these need circuits. Now, circuits I can steal from here. I have a little bit of a stockpile of circuits in the level 8 productivity requester chest. So anytime I need to force a few more of these to happen, as well as a few more modules to happen of speed, I can easily force it. And there we go. Multiple more pure level 8s. Okay. Okay, I think we okay for now. So I have enough to get the rest of those modules that I need for the remaining hot air, but I think I am just going to begin to move on. So we have these things called superconductors. Or supercapacitors, excuse me. I will set those up next. And I will be using my level 3 electronics factories. Thanks. That's a fantastic idea. Gotta make sure we're using the level 3s now for all of, well, most of the buildings that I have at level 3. And this should be as simple as this right here. Just doing this. Placing 3 buildings with requester chests. So I will do this. This is a new item available to us. So I will absolutely do it right now. Why do you need 2? Why do you need 2? I don't want to beacon you. All right. Oh, you're eating activated carbon. Okay, you're fine. You're fine. You're fine. You're fine. All right. So that's supercapacitors. What are they even used for? Supercapacitors, used for a bunch of things that we haven't unlocked yet. / are about to unlock in about 2 more %. Quantum batteries are unlocking in 2%. So, these guys. I believe that outside of the input ingredients that are unlocked at this tech, I should have all of those other ingredients getting made. Simik boilers balanced or too strong? They're a little strong. Also, Kitty's gone. He left. I can turn that camera off now. But they need to be strong. That, like, my my conclusion with the Simics is that they are as strong as they need to be for the point in the game that they occur. If they are nerfed, they will not be made or used ever. So, and a lot of the extra strength is coming from the fact that I have Bob's modules. I think that they are fine with vanilla modules just the way they are. And they need to be an improvement at minimum for hot air in order to actually use them for hot air. If the intent is that they actually get used for hot air by anyone at any point in time, they need to be a better option than what you are doing before. Which what you are doing before is most likely outlet gas for. The gas bladders are technically an option from Fagnots, but I don't see anyone ever doing the Fagnots either, because they're just same argument. They're not good enough. It needs to be better to use it in the first place. So if they're worse, there's no point. Anyway, we've got some supercapacitors now. It's beautiful. It's glorious. We apparently shouldn't be waiting on much of anything, right? We're getting our productivity ticks and all that good stuff. We're just making more. Good. Well, what can I do next? Let's address bottlenecks. Let's address bottlenecks as best I can for the, like, few modules that I have. I will most likely do the power between streams over the weekend. So, let's have a look at this again. Now we're back to nanostructured material as a bottleneck. Okay. Nanostructured material. This building is not moving with 100% uptime, therefore there is a problem. The problem is carbon fiber, because of course it's carbon fiber. What is the problem with carbon fiber? What is the problem with the dried carbon fiber? What is the problem with this? With this? This isn't fast enough. Nor is it productive. Great. So, with it going ever so slightly faster, let's actually let's bacon. I have decided that I shall bacon. And that will make that go faster a little bit. This makes 3.24. This will now consume 2.02, so I have no reason to make this other building faster. It's actually within range of an 800% speed boost already. So that pre-carbon fiber is fine. This carbonized fiber needed more. I just hope I have enough ammonium oxalate, wherever that's getting made. I hope I have enough of it. So that's now at 2.02. This, I'm sure, goes too fast as it stands. The 2.02 actually matches 1-to-1. Yes, this is all 1-to-1. So it should actually supply this fully, and this shouldn't stop ever. As long as the robots do their job, it shouldn't stop ever. There's a gap of 2 between these two buildings, so that should be what I do, and not that. And this only takes that in. So realistically, I should also do that. And it's the same here, but I do also need epoxy. And this is a little bit more complicated to get this brought in. You know what? Screw it. I'm gonna do it anyway. Yep. So now you're just gonna be direct fed, and you'll go at 4 per second, 4.04. I think it's a 2-to-1 here. No, it is a 1-to-1 with productivity, so okay, it's 80% more. Sure. Until I upgrade chem plants, which chemical plant unlocks this tech at this tech. Oof. Why does the chemical plant unlock here? Interesting. It is a tech that I can immediately take at just about any point in time. I might have to sneak that in, but I need to also unlock nanotech as soon as possible. Okay, well, we've sort of addressed this. Sort of. I think the actual solution here is I'm going to need a full-sized beacon, my last full-sized beacon, not as a 1-1, but probably like a 2-5, and hopefully pray that it covers the whole thing. That gives me a 5x improvement on speed to everything. So now this could do 6.66, but we're actually doing 3.62. 3.62. Sure. And just about everything. Oh, you need more. You need more of the nitro, huh? You need more nitro. You need double the nitro. Oof. Let me guess, it's not... It is within range of that 2.5. Interesting. Move this out of the way. And put one of you down here. That should do it. What? I just added 800% to this building, and it had a negligible effect on the amount of nitrogen it produces. Wonderful. But it would appear as if this makes enough precarbon fiber. I need 3.62. Right, yeah. So I think, yeah, it's enough nitrogen to provide that much. What about the oxidized pan fiber? Where the hell does that live? Over here. Okay, that's fine. I guess this is all okay. Ah, it will need more more CO2 on the methyl acrylate. But I think we're still fine on that throughput. It's also a lot of cobalt oxide. I wanna point out that's quite a bit of cobalt oxide. Oh, you. Hello. Upgrade you at your earliest convenience. Yes, sub-denier microfiber. Glorious, beautiful stuffs. Alright, well, I probably still don't have enough of this carbon fiber. Yeah, it's all getting requested the moment that it's made. Even though I'm making whatever 3.62. I'm making 6.5. 6.5 carbon fiber at this point. It's a bit more than the 1 that I had originally planned it out as. But hey, you know, if it is at the full 6.5, this could go at 100%. It's just that more stuff uses carbon fiber now than just this building, so even though I'm making more than 6, technically, it is being split between multiple consumers. So what I really need is probably more like 15, ultimately, but I can't really do that with one building. I would need to do another setup with it, with more buildings. Or try to get my get my beacons online. All of my tech thus far has been focusing on getting the things that I need to make the full-sized beacons. The last item of which is circuit 4s, and a lot of the things that I have made thus far, all of these like side thingies down here, a lot of this is involved in making circuit 4s. I guess I should get these condo cores online. That could be the next step here, is getting those condo cores online. I wanted to look at something. What was I going to look at up here? I don't know. Something. I no longer remember. Oh, I was going to look at the actual beacon building. A beacon producer building here. Just to see what I do and do not currently have. Okay, I should be making these optical parametric oscillators. So there's something involved with those that isn't getting made yet. There's also the magnetic rings and metastable quasi-crystals. The metastable quasi-crystals unlock here. The magnetic rings are under the claw pull engine, so I can build the stuff for the claw pull engines now. And so I shall. So we do have stuff to do. Excuse me? There's a dash. There's a dash. Okay. Hyphen. Whatever. 1. That. 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 Liquid helium. This is the first instance of liquid helium, an ingredient that usually the first use ends up being space science in quantum computing. So we actually have a use of liquid helium a bit earlier now. All that's getting made. That needs to get made. All of that's made. All of that's made. All of that's made. That needs to be made. That's being made. That needs to be made. I think. Wait, hold up. No, that doesn't need to be made. That's part of superconducting zero mechanisms. That is already made. This needs shell. Shell. You know. Numal meals. Huh. I did not realize that Ziffo shell was used for anything other than lime. But hey, it is used for something other than lime. So I now have to have a Ziffo slaughter. Wonderful. I need to slaughter Ziffo. Or print. Or print? Print with 10% productivity? You know, I think I'd rather print it. Just being honest, I think I'd rather just print it. So, off I go to work on all of this nonsense. We're not done yet, though. We still need to make a slab there. We shall slab. That's everything broken down to make these Clopole engines, and in the process of making the Clopole engines, we'll also have the magnetic rings. So, as far as the thing here is concerned, we will have magnetic rings and Clopole engines. The metastable quasi-crystals are still tech-locked, as are intelligent units. Tower Mark IV, though, that is a more interesting question. I think that's still tech-locked. Yes, I will need to advance even further beyond nanotech to get down to wind power stage 4. I need to do 2 more techs after that. And the problem with these towers... There is no problem with these towers. Okay. So, while other items involved in this require, like, mechanical part 4s and such, the actual Mark IV tower does not involve anything from these other 2 techs. The machine components for the Mark IV mechanical parts, nor the renewables anemometer stuff in here. So I just need to get through basically 3 technologies after nanotech to finish the requirements. for beacons. Those I will just set to produce. I should have everything to produce them. They should also... They should also be a productive recipe because they are an intermediate. But of course they're not. Anyway, let's do this. And hopefully I have enough stuff for it. Hopefully I have enough modules for it. So I'm coming over here because I actually already have some bioprinters set up over here. I don't think I have fetal serum brought here yet, but I do have pluripotent stem cells and the bioscaffolds over here. I've actually got a pretty decent amount of the Mark III modules here of these two things. I need to think about, do I want to try to do the Mark III Corlax as well as the Mark II Simik and the Mark III Zipir and all the other upgrades, frankly. Like, do I want to do any of all of these other upgrades? At some point, sure. I'm noting that there's no Simic. Oh, there it is. The pelts are here. Yeah. So the pelts are worth it. Are worth printing, apparently. But we're here for shells. We are here on this day for the shells. And I will need the fetal serum. Alright, fetal serum. Let's go find you. I just have to follow this artificial blood. If I follow the artificial blood, I should find the fetal serum. There it is. The tile above. Oh great, one tile. There you go. And there you go. There's the fetal serum being brought down. Excellent. Excellent, excellent. That's the shell. Glorious shells. All done. Needs some speed, though. There you go. Needs some speed. It also produces... it does not need some speed, though. Let's be clear about that. It does not need some speed. It's got a beacon here, 4-5, that it's within range of. Is fine. It is fine and dandy. It's also got 10% productivity because of a tech upgrade to give it productivity. It makes it really slow. Well, it's a minus 100% to its crafting speed that gets overcome by my powerful modules. Oh look, we're at 99% now. Great. Maybe by the time I finish setting this up, we'll be at 100%. Let's see. I don't need hot air for you, but I do need a fuel. Yeah, I'm not going to be able to fit a smelter within range of that. Oh, but I also have this. I can fit a smelter in range of this, yeah? For the 3,200%? Do I even need you to exist right now? Probably not. But I'll give you a purpose for living. There, methanol. You can have some methanol, and it's megajoule of energy. So you'll go fast. Yeah. And that'll make some CZTS slabs. Oh, big stretch. Oh, big stretch. Oh, the kitty too. Gotta stretch. Gotta stretch. Dolly. It's stretch time. You gonna turn around? Yes. She said yes. She's going to turn around. And reposition. Oh. Ay, ay, ay. Today's the 4th. Yeah, today's the 4th of May. Which means tomorrow is my mother's birthday. Tomorrow is the 5th. The 5th of May. And it is my mother's birthday. Ah. My neck. My neck. My neck. And I have to get things ready for that. I have to wrap things. Figure out something for wrapping. The gifts. The gifts that were on her wish list. I have to sign the card and do all that. Still gotta do the things. Yeah, Mew. Let's hope she doesn't wreck the card this year. Or have a heart attack this year. Cause yeah. Last year she wrecked the car. A few years before that she had a heart attack right before her birthday. So that was, and she spent her birthday at a hospital. That was several years ago though. At this point, that was like 2017, I think. 2017. All right, we've got these slabs going. This guy needs oxygen. Why, hello. Oxygen. Oh, sinter. Am I making sinter? I am, apparently. When did that happen? I remember the derps getting made. Those direct reduction plants. I don't remember placing or having a sinter plant, though. I can't find the derps or the sinters. Where are you? Where do you exist? I must find you. What sucks is that it's blue on blue. Blue icons on blue. There. Hi. I do have centers. You got made a long time ago. Okay, you've just been made. Been getting made. The moment I got super steel, I guess. For both of these, I've just had them both, and I haven't had a use for these to this point. Yeah. So this is a thing. Yes, this is a good thing. When I put the request in, I will need to add rocket fuel to that request. Ta-da! YBCO monocrystals. YBCO. YBCO. Done. Then, wax. Oh boy. This needs to be near a source of wax. Which wax is requested and provided not here. Down here? Wax. There it is. Beautiful. Right, I have the advanced castings getting made here, so that's eating some wax. The batteries hath finished. We can build quantum batteries next. All right, this takes the slabs as well as diamond wires and makes the CZTS slabs. Okay, compressor time. Compressor time. I will need to be able to pull down helium. Remember that I'm making a few units of helium each second. I am in fact making 1,000 helium per second. Where does the helium line run? It's running across to here, and that's where it's ending? Okay. So you're telling me I can do this. And pull it down. Pull it down over here. Alrighty then. Ba 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 ba. This is near the gasoline, I hope. There's no gasoline here. Gasoline, where are you? There is gasoline. That is gasoline. That is gasoline. How far away is that? Decently. Ba. One more tile. And then water. We need a lot of water. Ta-da. And I will Bonk, 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 bonk. Liquid helium is now finished. It is now finished. Oh look, another thing consuming carbon fiber. Yet another doohickey eating up my carbon fiber. Isn't that just lovely? Oh, and it's a grease. Great. That'll come when it comes for those carbon fibers. Grease is all the way over here. La dee 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 da, bring on the grease. At least I'm pretty sure I've got grease all of the way over here. Ta-da! Power? Ta-da! Grease! Why you know? Oh. Oh. Hi. Our numbers have been off. Auto magic. I said auto magic. Everything should be Mark III. And this should be that plus speed. There. Much better numbers. Much better numbers. I like these numbers better. These are better numbers. Actually taken into account the things. The proper number of modules. It's just exceedingly unfortunate that Mark IV is going to be basically at the end of the game. When we're done is when we get Mark IVs. Just ever so slightly unfortunate that that is how that goes. I have not forgotten about the condo cores. Don't you worry. Don't you worry. I have not forgotten about those. So these will get brought to beacons as well with these magnetic rings. This guy, just build it. This guy needs liquid nitrogen. Yet another thing eating my liquid nitrogen, which is this line. Oh boy. Buildings. It's also consuming something I really would prefer not consuming in the form of these cooling systems. But oh well. Oh yeah, and stainless. And stainless, of which I have 0 available. Great. Oh look, even more cooling systems. Ah, this one's the helium. Okay. The liquid helium is getting used. Okay. That's cryo coolers. And this guy again with the carbon fiber. And then this with vacuum. Thanks for more vacuum. At least this moves fast enough without any speed modules. Ah. Alright, once all that stuff moves, I will have these. Once it moves, I'll have the claw pull engines. Superconducting claw pull engines. Glorious. Beautiful stuffs. It's crafting with fiber, carbon fiber, and then just get super steel. Ooh, God, zero. Zero super steel. I had a full chest. It disappeared. It disappeared on me. That makes complete sense. Okay. So lack of stainless, huh? So you're saying I'm lacking stainless. That is the bottleneck in the base. The singular. Number one, top. At least it should be. Everything else should not be, besides stainless. Okay. What were you missing? You were missing the industrial solvent in and helium. Okay. The helium, we've sort of got an answer to. Where'd that go? It is here, so the helium in can be addressed. This way. As for the industrial solvent, I have to go up for you. Am I? I should dang well better be. I'm gonna bring it down and over. I am blind. I am blind. There it is. Okay, that is the condo substrate online. Getting made. The condo substrate is used here to make condo processors. We still need the cores, which needs gallium arsenide and colloidal silica. Okay. The colloidal silica is new. It involves a little bit of processing. From here, this is the setup. This is Mark III. Technically, so can the ball mill be Mark III, but I'll keep this as is for now. I will need the refined syngas for this, which that can be found over here. I should have plenty of stuffs for you. I believe this is only used in this chain. The answer is yes. Yes and yes. So in actuality, just load it into the next thing and then load it into the next thing when you're done. When thou art ready. You do unfortunately need the speed on the doohickey. Wait, what? Why do I have silica powder? What? Is it you? Oh, it's used for crucibles. So I actually do already have the powder. Great, so this was only actually one step that I needed to do. But hey, whatever. I've got more, I guess. Just more for this. That makes colloidal silica. Then I need the gallium arsenide. Gallium arsenide needs arsenic. And that needs ore. A lot of ores. Multiple types of ores. 4 of them. Copper, iron, antimony, and lead ores. Well, alrighty then. This will get done. Up here, it will also need to be beaconed. I'm not, I think, bringing in any of those ores into the mall at the moment, so I do need to add 4 requests for those. I am bringing in chromium ore. I might be bringing in the iron. I need to remember if I needed that for, like, the cement. Cement? Concrete. Excuse me. I needed that for concrete. I will find out shortly. Over yonder. Oh, you have uranium ore. That I have. Oh yeah, it takes forever to fill you, right? Alright. M iron ore. I do not have an M iron ore. Copper, lead, antimony. And copper ore. M lead ore. M antimony ore. Iron ore. Copper ore. Lead ore. Scroll down more. Lead ore. And don't know where the antimony ore is. It's here. That is that for those requests. Need a fuel source in the end. That's a fuel source, relatively close, so let's see if I can sneak this guy in here. Are you within? Yes, you are within range of a beacon. Its crafting speed is plus 1760, so I know it's within range of a beacon somewhere right there. That one, AM2 FM5 beacon over here. This will get a request and a supply. And power. And I will put this down in here, which should still be within range of the thingy. Really? Nanomaterial? Gib there. Need that pressure pump again. Not that one. That one. Yeah, that's making enough. Good old gallium arsenide. Right, antimony's coming in. Lead should arrive shortly. Right, I didn't show you the new chromium, did I? I never showed the new chromium. Chromium new is over in the corner of the base, way out here. I am mining a single megamine, bringing in the drill heads. This is the first megamine I have set up using the purple belts of 270 items per second throughput. I'm also only using the diet beacons on this, so it is able to produce 1056.8 units of ore per second times 1.2 for productivity bonuses. Which is equal to 1268.16 chromium ore per second. $270 times 5 is 1,350. So within one compressed purple belt, I have all of that throughput. In the end, I just need one compressed purple belt. One compressed purple belt. Yeah, it's a lot, and it is now the only thing that is supplying chromium to the entire base. So no more chromium mining consuming syngas in the base. No more syngas being consumed by chromium. Oh, this produces a iron oxide byproduct. Dang. I will need to delete that. Right. Give me this. Just 2 of them. Yeah, 2.28 is fine. I don't really need too much more than that. So, arsenic, or the gallium arsenide. That is moving good. So now, with those made, with the colloidal silica made, and with the gallium arsenide made, that is the end of that. on the condo cores for the condo processors. Now we're stainless locked. Okay. Phew. Oh, goodness. After all of that, after all that bottleneck killing, the squishing of bottlenecks across the board, finally, it's just the stainless, I think. I think it's now just stainless that is at issue. Also, yeah, I have a few PCB4s just ready to go. Ready to go. Limit here is the eggs, Xeno eggs production. That's fine. I'm okay with that. Yeah, she's upside down. She's got that eye open. Her eyes are open, seeing the world from a different angle. Yes, baby. You're back to the original position. She swapped again. Ah, boy. Ah, boy, yeah, this is just at the egg production of progress. That has been a lot of progress. We have about 10 minutes left in today's stream. Oh boy. What else? Well, from here, we have the stuff known as quantum batteries. So I see here that the refreshing of them at the final locomotive tech will be involving thorium oxide. Now, I don't remember if I'm actually making that right now, but yeah, that'll be interesting. I do have the Mark II molecular assembler. Not like it really matters that I have the Mark II. Let's just give this a number to work with. I'm just going to put one building down for all of the things. So what do I need to make these? I need this and this. I could have sworn I said that I wanted my default for automated factories to be Mark III and to have 3 productivity modules. I'm pretty sure I set those defaults already. So, what is new among these things? Ooh, I will need to bring in Niobium Complex if I'm not already. I will need 1D, 1-dimension photonic crystals. The singular dimension. Photonic crystal. Oh god, that's a few. I'm sorry, but what now? And do you expend these on anything? You expend 2 of them per control panel. You expend them 1-to-1 on circuit 4s on the Intel units and for each robot. Let me be perfectly clear. This is not okay. No. 68.19 silver is not okay for 1 quantum battery. 54.55 graphene rolls is not okay per 1 quantum battery. 68.19 photophores is not okay for 1 quantum battery. This is not okay. This is fundamentally broken. All of these numbers are wrong. And that's with productivity modules. That's with Bob's productivity modules in the recipes that take productivity. So, step 1, molecular assembler recipes must take productivity. Must. This needs the productivity. And even with it, it's still too high of numbers here. But anyway, we'll look at the other stuff. Deuterium is needed for the first time. Alright, this stuff I can make or have. So this is stuff I have. This needs to be made. DCM. Out of stuff I have. Which leaves what? Deuterium? Which we can gas bladder, and the whole point of picking that upgrade was to gas bladder the stuff. So yeah, because trying to do like heavy water deuterium is not kind. Yeah, you could do this, or you could not, and you could instead do it out of gas bladders, which Matrix Solver should absolutely prefer. Which you can bioprint. Okay. Okay. That, that, I think, is, potentially better than actually just making the Fagnots. Now, I guess Helmut is saying no, it's not, but I'm gonna make that executive decision and say, yeah, it really is. Like, it depends on the recipe that you have available for making the Fagnots in the first place. Like, I'm pretty sure if I pick even anything in here, is it still gonna prefer this? Is it still gonna prefer this? Okay, when I put the cubs in, it stops preferring it. Okay. Okay. Maybe at the most advanced Fagnot recipes it would be better, but this is fine. This is fine. So, since we haven't gotten any super chats or tips today, we are going to be ending on time, meaning I can actually eat at a decent time, my lunch, since I am hungry. But how much of this do I want to do in 2 minutes? In 2 minutes! How much can I do, do I want to do? I will set up that bioprinting, I think. I think I want to set up that bioprinting of the gas bladders, because that sounds like a wonderful idea. Especially since I can do it up here, approximately within range of some bacon. The only real niggling issue is that bacon here is only 640, so I would really want it over here. Really? 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 Yes. Yes, really. Just throw in some scaffolds and we're good. Now, unfortunately, the bioscaffolds are not productive. There's a bunch of recipes to make bioscaffolds, and that's why. Currently, I could swap the chitin for keratin. Uh, and realistically, I probably should, but eh, eh, I'm doing it. Screw it. Get rid of everything there and put in these requests. So it's collagen and sodium alginate and keratin for this, but it makes a few more. It makes a few more units of things. I think I'll be fine. So that is the gas bladders. They're getting made, and it's productive. 10% productivity on this. So there's that too. It uses 10% less than what it states on the thing here. That, though, is where I will have to end the day today for our stream. Over the course of the day's stream today, I've set up Simik-based hot air with Simik boilers. Simik boilers are boiling. We've got 3,000 hot air per second online, with another 2,000 just basically waiting for modules to get made as I continue spending modules on things that are not hot air, but whatever. It's fine. It's fine. It'll be perfectly fine. I do have plans to also add power from Simics. I would expect that there's going to be changes to this as time goes on. The power is a little strong, but I know that a lot of that strength is coming from my Bob's modules, and with that in mind, I don't think they really need a change. Really, they need to be better than the previous thing. I'm using a lot of power here with all these beacons. Like, this looks small because I'm beaconing the hell out of it. And it needs to be better. If you want people to do it, it needs to be better. So, that is that. And then we've spent the rest of our time here just adding more intermediates around the base in the mall. We've added a lot more intermediates today. We've added these, all of the things to make these superconducting claw pole engines, which none have finished yet, but hey, well, they'll be made eventually. It's waiting on something. Something it's waiting on. I don't know exactly what. I have to pay attention. We made super capacitors as well. We've got the condo processors online from last time, and yeah, it's been great. Apparently, I'm right. I still need to make cobalt fluoride for these YAG laser modules. I can do that off screen. We've done liquid helium as well, so that's great. And we're doing some actual like bioprinting now of shells and of gas bladders, of all things. So with that, folks, we have reached the end of the stream. I would like to thank you all for watching. This has been a Dr. Shibut. If you have enjoyed today's stream, please be sure to do all of the social and engagement stuff down below the video. Leave a like, leave a comment, subscribe. If you've not yet subscribed and hit the notification bell, consider becoming a member of the channel by hitting the great big blue join button and supporting on Patreon at patreon.com/otakushebot if you are so inclined and able. I will be back with more of this on Tuesday. I hope to see you all then.